this incredible city.
Let's talk.
I mean, Janette, you have done so much to change this city. I mean, look at these bikes.
Yeah.
You are a first mover. Tell me what the city was like, what the landscape was like when you first started making a change in this city.
Well, when I first became commissioner, streets were really for cars.
Yeah.
Right? The idea that you could use transportation policy to reduce congestion, to reduce traffic fatalities, to give people more choices to get around was heresy.
Yeah.
You know, and when we created the first pedestrian spaces in Chelsea and Dumbo and put in our first bike lanes, people thought that was crazy.
You are crazy. You are crazy. You're a crazy rebel and we love it.
But you know what's so funny about being a crazy rebel is that actually people are way ahead of the politicians and the press when it comes to their streets. You know, change can be scary, but what we've seen is that when people see the changes, they like them, they embrace them. And at the end of the Bloomberg administration, there was 73% support for bike share.
Amazing.
72% for our plazas. And 64% of New Yorkers liked the bike lanes.
Amazing.
And so you can change your streets. You know, it takes vision and it takes imagination and it takes implementation. And that, I think, is actually one of the strongest things that ITDP does.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And I mean, we've had such a special relationship for such a long time. I think we really first got to know you when you were making all of this incredible change. People were pushing against it. As an international organization, we could stand up with you and make these incredible changes. But also, you've been such a trooper to go with us and share this best practice around the world. How did you come to know us? I mean, I remember getting to know you, but how did we convince you to get on our bus?
Well, actually, it was the bus. It's all about the bus. And I love buses.
I love buses.
But I got to know ITDP when we were looking at how to fix our bus system, right? We have the largest bus fleet in North America, and we have the lowest bus speeds. I mean, you can walk across town faster than taking the bus.
Yeah.
And there were some great models, particularly in Bogota.
Yeah.
And I met Enrique Peñalosa.
Yeah.
And saw the great work that he had been doing there. And we used that as a model for New York City when we created our select bus service.
Yeah.
And so working with Enrique and Walter Hook and Paul Steely White and this merry band of
rebels,
right? It was great. And so it was very inspiring to see what we could do to move people faster. And Mike Bloomberg was all about, we have to look differently at our streets. You know, if we're going to accommodate 1 million more people, we're not going to do that by double-decking our roads. We have to make it easier for people to get around, safer for people to get around, and give people more choices. And that was the heart of his plan, Plan YC. And, you know, you see the fruit of that plan today in the streets of New York.
We're building on that plan one street at a time. And it's great. I mean, cities need those master plans. And that's certainly something that we work on at ITDP. But I love that example of, you know, people think of New York as the subways. What they don't know is how much transportation happens through buses on the streets.
Yeah.
And that is such an accessible form of transportation. A lot of people can't go up and down stairs for the subway. You're outside, as Enrique would say, like, why put the people underground? We should be above the ground enjoying the sights and the sounds and the weather and the people. And I love the idea of bringing a best practice from somewhere else, from the global south, to the U.S. to inspire change here too.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, I mean, as you look to the future, what's your vision? What's your thought for New York, but other cities in the world? What do you think is going to be the next frontier?
Well, you know, transportation policy is economic policy, it's social policy, it's climate policy, it's housing policy. I mean, transportation lies at the center of all of that.
Yeah.
And we can reimagine the infrastructure that we have. The most important infrastructure we have is our streets, hidden in plain sight. And yet we have not prioritized them enough. And I think one of the great issues of our time is the 1.2 million people that die every year on roads around the world. This is a public health crisis,
Yes.
right? And we need to focus on this and do a much better job than we're doing right now. And I feel like the work that we're doing to create safer streets around the world, making it easier to walk and bike and take the bus and take the train, is at the heart of what a world-class city is about. And that's the future. The future is not autonomous vehicles, flying, taxis. The future is about making our streets work for people. And I think it's so profound. And ITDP, I think, has actually done such an amazing job of bringing best practices to cities around the world. I mean, you don't just pick it up from nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Sharing that knowledge so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and then helping cities implement it.
Yeah.
I think that's the secret sauce of making the world a better place.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, one street at a time. And I think the most amazing thing about what we do is we know how to do it.
Yes.
It's not rocket science. We're not waiting for technology.
Right.
We're doing things that are not just great for business. We are doing things that are good for people, making streets and cities truly livable for all of the reasons. Yeah. So, Janette, it's our 40th year anniversary, which is just incredible to think that we've been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. What would you say to ITDP to wish us well on our next 40 years of success?
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep fighting the street fight.
Keep fighting the street.
Bicycle.
Walking, biking.
I only get one.
I like to wear a helmet, but if there's a city bike there that I need to jump on, I'll just jump on it.
Ditto, but always good to wear a bike helmet.
It's right here, the beautiful city bike system, New York City.
Bike.
The largest bike share system outside of China. I really think there's no better investment than in bike lanes. You know, most trips in cities are 3 to 5 miles, and you can get around easily on a bike. Not everybody has to ride a bike, but bike lanes make a big difference for everybody in the city. It makes the streets safer. It makes it easier to cross for people of all ages. Yeah, I think if you want a better city, you can start with a bike lane.
Yeah, I absolutely agree on that, but I will also say bus lanes, because so many people in the world sit for far too much time in buses, and we need dedicated bus lanes to make sure those buses move quickly. But I gotta add congestion pricing, because I mean, what a game changer here in this city.
Yeah.
So predictable that it was going to be a success. People love it, they don't want to give it up, and it's raising huge amounts of money so we can put more bike lanes and more bus lanes on the street, and we need that to inspire more cities. They can do it. Congestion pricing is a winner.
It's true. I think Paris, under Mayor Anne Hidalgo, is doing extraordinary work. She's created green streets around 300 schools. The work that she's doing to connect the city with these incredible bike lanes, the work on the Rue de Rivoli, which is now a Rue de People, is incredible. I think also London Mayor Khan has done extraordinary work. The low emission zones, the work around low traffic neighborhoods, the pedestrianization of Oxford Street. I think those are great examples for cities around the world to look at for some of the latest innovations to create streets that work for everyone.
Really incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna choose Santiago, Chile. Not so much for the incredible things that they're doing on the streets, which they are, but the continued investment in their public transportation and bus fleets, electrifying their fleets, changing their business models, and going kind of one section at a time to expand their fleets. It's really an inspiration for commitment and tenacity by a city.
Yeah, it's an incredible place.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I'm really inspired by Barcelona. If you take a look at what they've done with the green access and the super blocks, and they're building it out, they're rebuilding the city from the inside out. And they continue to build out these green corridors. I think over time, you see a completely different city than you've seen before.
Yeah, that's such a, there's so many cities on my list. I think I'm gonna put London at the top right now though, because if you think of just a short while ago, London was not necessarily a place I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
But now when I'm walking the streets of London, it's just such a different city because there are people walking on the street and cycling on the street, and just like it's brought the life up from the tube onto the streets. And the city's always had a great tube, a great subway, but just bringing the people up to the streets, I think has just been such a game changer for London.
Plus their low emission zone, I think, is extraordinary. The air quality has improved so dramatically, and I think that mayor has made a really strong commitment to both the health of the city and the health of kids and people. That it's really an incredible down payment on a better future for London.
You know, I have to say Mexico City, it's really on fire right now. You hear of so many people wanting to go to the city, and it's because they have great art and they have great food, but also they have great streets. They have an incredible bike share system. They've been investing in their biking, in their walking, in their public transport. Their network of public transport has expanded hugely with metros and public transportation buses, but also now cable cars. They really are thinking big picture and holistic, and it's been so impressive to see what Mexico City has done in the last decade.
I totally agree. I mean, I think the transit investment's amazing, but you know, you mentioned cable cars, and I guess I'd also put another city on the map, and that would be Medellin.
Oh yeah.
And you take a look at what that city has done, mayor after mayor after mayor, and I think you're able to make big transformative changes when you have consistency in leadership and in the policies you're pursuing. So that city has changed dramatically in 12 years. And you take a look at the gondolas, that transportation has saved so many hours for so many families. I mean, I think it's an urban rock star.
Absolutely, and the fact that they've really paid attention so much to the folks with lower incomes that need the help, need the access.
The community hubs off of the gondola stops is really
with the special
inspiring
attention to caregivers and providing support in the neighborhoods.
Yeah, and the greening.
So inspiring.
Yeah.
So inspiring. Yeah.
A lot of cities are doing good work for kids. And I think there's an increasing recognition that if you design a city that works for kids, you design a city that works for everyone. And a city that I think is really punching above its weight is Fortaleza. And you take a look at what Fortaleza is doing to build out streets for kids and their bike lane network, their pedestrian spaces. It's an inspiring model for other cities.
Fortaleza, Brazil, yes, love it. I think we were there together painting sidewalks. It's a way to make the play come out, right?
Yeah.
I'll put in a vote for Pune, India, I think, which was inspired by Fortaleza. Walking down the streets, they have more and more play gyms for kids, but also you see older people out there using the gyms as well, which I think is just, I mean, if we can make cities for kids and we can make cities for the elderly, we've done our job. Well, thank you for being part of us, for getting on the bus with us and joining the ride.
I love being on your bus.
We've had such a great time together.
We do.
Thank you, Janette, for your leadership, your vision. Yeah, incredible.